the African movement with Winnie Mandela, because Nelson never said a word. Every information they got from Winnie. The man behind this was his wife, and she went on with the fight and held the fight on. And when de Klerk saw that the momentum that the ANC was getting, he said, let me go get Nelson. Nelson was an old man, broke down.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
How many black billionaires do you have here in America?
Well, our percentage is like 4% billionaires in America, in the percentage rate, with only 45 million blacks in America. And our percentage rate is better in America than it is in Africa. Per capita, black billionaires.
Wow.
You dig what I'm saying? So when they talk about that, just dumb nigga, I learned how to read. One thing about Compton have drive-bys and Compton have, but y'all ain't sent a gun to help us do no shooting. But we steadily, matter of fact, Goddess in her program just sent blankets for kids and canes. They got 400 blind kids in their schools in 2024 that have to take a boat to get to the school, and some of them are drowning.
Wow.
And we have to send shit over to them. And they got diamonds and gold. They ain't sending us shit. How many times you ever seen Africa send something to the blacks in America?
They haven't.
But every black is donating bigger than the March of Dimes to Africa. Oprah Winfrey building schools. Black Americans.
TD Jakes go over there too.
So what is these spear chunkers doing for us? Don't tell me how good your city is.
But their diseases that they have over there, they have a lot more diseases.
They can keep them too. Yeah, we went over there. My friend, I didn't even know what the malaria was. I just heard about it on TV. Last time we had malaria in America was in 1867.
That's why you have to get all the shots to go over there.
27 shots to go over there to get sick. Another one of my partners got vertigo over there and couldn't even stand the fuck up. So when these Africans get to talking that shit about, okay, cool, I wouldn't move there. One of them offered to get me, hey, I just need you to see a part of Africa. You ain't gonna make me soup. Get me over there and put me in one of them boiling pots. So no, Africa has right now, their president, in 1959, Nelson Mandela went to prison. He was one of the originators in 1948 of the ANC. You understand me? That was a revolutionary program that they had in Africa against apartheid. The African movement with Winnie Mandela, because Nelson never said a word. Every information they got from Winnie. The man behind this was his wife. And she went on with the fight and held the fight on. And when de Klerk saw that the momentum that the ANC was getting, he said, let me go get Nelson. Nelson was an old man, broke down when they let him out of prison. And when they let him out of prison, he was never the president, he was the vice president.
Oh, he wasn't the president?
The deputy president, if you really read what he really was.
I thought he was the president when he came.
Last time you thought it was earthquake. So don't even worry about what you thought. Research what you did.
So what? Okay, so he was just a vice president?
He was a token that they made to knock down the ANC, right?
What year was that?
Huh?
What year was that?
1994. 1992 is when he got out. Now, the director over the ANC was Cyril. Let me say his name right now, because they'll get me for saying the wrong name.
You know they'll get you too.
Cyril Ramaphosa.
Okay.
That's their president now, right?
I seen it. They sent him to me.
Now, Cyril, he was the director of the ANC, was a revolutionary group against apartheid. They pulled him in when Nelson was president, and they crossed Winnie Mandela out. And when they crossed her out, they charged her with crimes, and the ANC went to the NAACP, became niggas for white America, for white Africa, and they turned against Winnie Mandela and charged her The people that they've been, so he came up in the ranks and became he's a millionaire, multi-millionaire, and came up. So they got another young boy, Joel. He was with the NAC, with the ANC, and he came up under Nelson Mandela. And this young brother here is pushing so hard to make independence of Africa. The ANC put him out of office, and they've been bombarding him with charges ever since. Because he knows everything about this Cyril man, right? So you got one black president that still ain't doing shit. So we have a black president. It ain't changed nothing. He's a token head just like any other token head in the world when it comes to black and white.
Let me ask you this, because a lot of people, they hold Nelson Mandela in such a high standard. Like, did he change things when he came home from prison? And
let me tell you,
did he make a difference?
Not one.
He didn't do nothing?
He did. Let me tell you a speech that Nelson Mandela made when he got free, and listen to what he says. He says, I've come home after 26 years. He said, my country needed a leader, but I'm just a man. He said, my wife needed a husband after 26 years, and I'm just a man. My children needed a father, but I'm just a man. My country needed liberation, but I'm just a man. So he's telling, I can't do shit. I'm 90 years old. The fight that you wanted, you should just go and continue to fight. Don't let it be, don't think I'm gonna free you. Niggas thought because Obama came president that we could eat chitlins and drink red soda pop. How did that work out for you?
Man.
But just because he's saying he's just a man doesn't mean, he's just trying to tell me I'm not a superhero, I'm not a Superman. But at the same time, that don't mean that we can't work together. I'm not looking at it like I can't do anything for you just because I'm a man.
How did it work out for Africa? And whenever we try to integrate or work out for white people, the worst thing that happened to blacks in America was integration. When you had segregation, we had our own black schools. We had our own black highways. We had our own black, and when integration came, they took all that from you and you still wasn't shit. You sat in the back of the room. You sat in the back. One of my ministers, Minister Samad, was from Little Rock, Arkansas. He said, when he heard the integration, he said the white high school, their grass looked greener. Their water seemed like it was colder. And then he said he thought integration was gonna be like Christmas. And he said when integration came and they went to the white school, his principal was the janitor of the school. His teachers weren't teachers anymore, and he was sitting in the back of the school, and he had to use the same old books while they had new books, and he never got the chance to see how green the grass was because they wouldn't allow niggas to play football.
Man.
So the biggest trick happened to Americans, black Americans, was integration. What has it done for you?
Man,
but segregation back then, black folks was being taught, especially in education, a lower level. You could be in the same grade, but you were taught a lower level of education than white folks.
Regardless,
did.
you had an independence. With segregation, you had Black Wall Street, you had Rosewood, you had blacks that was developing that had shit. 2024, what you got now in your education, you got a bunch of educated, stupid niggas. Out of all these PhDs and master's degree, we don't make toilet paper. If the shit factory broke down on you right now, you wouldn't even know how to use a leaf. We do nothing independently. If this shit break down, you don't know how to grow your own food. You don't know how to kill animals. If ShopRite broke down today, we'd be starved by Saturday, begging white folks to look at every riot ever happened in America. We ride and tear up our own neighborhood. You mad at white people? Why'd you tear up white people's neighborhood? And after the riot, you begging for food. The cracker gotta come save the nigga again. So don't tell me about nothing about we have learned nothing in all our suffering. A man told me one time, he said, black people don't want to be free. They just want white people to like us. We've been in every war since the landing of the Plymouth Rock. We've lost blood. We've lost lives. We've been sacrificed to, sacrificed for, and out of 50 states a nigga ain't got one. That's bad economics. Fuck Africa too.
Man, so let me ask you this, man.
Not fuck Africa like that, Africa's. But I had some of these suckers out of America talking about when I told them to meet me on Fairfax. Ain't one of them showed up. They don't want to get deported. I'm bringing ISIS with me.
Oh, Lord.
I had a bitch asses sent back to the jungle.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.